What's going on, Internet? The Black Hokage here, aka TBH. And to be honest, I'd like to welcome you guys back to the Game and Illuminaughty podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and it's a lot to do on episode 122. If you're watching the video version, know this show is available on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon, and all other major podcast platforms. Also, be sure to rate the show 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We are currently sitting at 1,300 5-star ratings on Spotify. Let's get it to 1,500 5-star ratings on Spotify. Last time we asked you to get us to 1,000. You ended us getting to 1,300. The least I think we can do after this episode is 1,500. Your 5-star rating helps us move up the algorithm. Now, allow me to introduce you to my co-host, the first of which just moved into his brand new mansion just in time to stuff his face with, oh wow, I just realized this script is, this is not a script. I'm
Oh yeah.
Record this earlier, huh?
Fuck y'all, I had a long day. Okay, so originally I was supposed to say stuff his face with Velveeta nachos and beer during the Super Bowl like a true dad, because we were supposed to record on fucking Sunday, but we got busy. But anyways, UTX, it sweeps. It's the sweeps, the Don. Say what up to the people.
What's good, everybody? Yes, this is the first podcast in the new house. I wish I had a mansion. That's all Siggy right there. But you know, shout out to Detroit. Shout out to my boy Ethos. Shout out to my boy Matthew Stafford. Won us a Super Bowl. I'm so happy, so happy. After that stressful, almost lost during the last episode that we did. I was sitting there watching the game live and stressing the F out. So it's great, man. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I was happy that they won too, so y'all can stop talking about football. Also, it was actually really weird to see, because like on set today, one of the cameramen, he had the LA Rams like fucking gear on because they won, and I was just like, I kind of had that epiphany, being that half my family is from the St. Louis area. I'm like, it's really weird to see that shit in LA. But anyways, my second co-host is the resident game dev on the team, and will be conducting another internal playtest on his upcoming game, Samurai Zero. Which, by the way, I wore your shirt during our Horizon review.
I saw. You wore it also where you did that meme of your pussy. I remember that one too.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you remember that Twitter thing you put on picture? You were like, open this, and it was like your pussy, and people were like, I'm pussy.
Yo, I'm so glad you gave context. Hold on. I was genuinely confused of what you just said. You said that meme of your pussy, nigga. What? So for those who haven't seen, it's a meme I posted on Twitter. I was wearing the Sand Scouter, and then I said open for a surprise, and then when you open it, it says surprise, your power level says you're a pussy. But this man said I showed my pussy on Twitter. No, that is not what happened, bro. The fuck out of here, bro. Say what up to the people. Yeah, look at you. You should be disappointed in yourself.
What's up, everybody? I just want JG to know I picked up one of those. I bought one of those Detroit Rams shirts to celebrate Stafford winning one for the Rams. So we celebrating with JG today. So it's a good day. It's a good day to be a Rams fan.
Hey, you gotta wear that, boy. I'm gonna
wear it when it comes in. I'm gonna wear it. I'm gonna definitely wear it.
That shit crazy. Before we get into the show, a couple things. February free games for 2022. On PlayStation, you get UFC 4, Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, and Planet Coaster. On Xbox, you get Broken Sword 5, Never Yield, Hydrophobia, and Bugs. On Amazon, which is PC, you get Ashwalkers, Double Kick Heroes, A Fate and Stellaris. And then also on PC for the Epic Games Store, Windbound is free, as well as Brother Tell of Two Sons, which is a really good game. And then a couple of delays since the last podcast, as well as deaths. Rumbleverse, the new BR game that's coming to Epic Games, the wrestling game that Nomad's gonna kill. What's the name? That got delayed. And then Hyperscape, that game will be shut down. The servers will be shut down on April 28th. I know Ethos and JG were big fans of Hyperscape. Any last words for that game?
They ruined it.
Yeah, big fact. They definitely ruined it. One patch, bro. All it took was one patch for them to ruin it.
True. All right. Well, opening conversation. Since the last podcast, Ethos got a PS5, man. So I actually want to talk a little bit about that. Like how you feeling now that you got that, man? What's that PS5 doing for you, Ethos?
I'm trying to find reasons to boot it up every day.
Why'd you buy it?
That's a good question. Homeless offered it, and I was like, why not? I got the money. And I'm not a broke boy, so I picked it up.
Wow, just a stunt. Well, I imagine you really had to pause. Like, why did I buy this thing?
Okay, I guess the easy answer is I guess Horizon came out this year. It's coming out this year, so I was like, might as well just in case I decide I'm picking it up. Like that was about it.
This
really.
year, man. This week.
Oh yeah, this
week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Well, actually, the embargo's up, so I can actually like talk about it. I'm not gonna go into too much detail. But like, yeah, finally something to play on the PS5. It's really good. Granted, it's on the PS4, but it's a really good game. It's a game of the year contender.
That PS4 version was looking a little musty though, so I mean, maybe it was good. I got it on got the 5 then when I got it. So
yeah,
shout out to Homeless though. She the real MVP.
It looks like a next gen game. And I'm happy to see that like finally these games are starting to take advantage of the power of this shit. Is there anything in specific you love or hate about your PS5? You know, not sure.
It was a pain setting it up the first time because of all my licenses. Like it was telling me I didn't have licenses for my own games and I had to like renew them all in order for me to be able to play my games. That was a pain. I don't like the haptic feedback thing. I'm not a fan.
You can turn it off.
Yeah, how? Can you tell me how? I legitimately could not figure out how to turn it off.
Settings.
Like where in the settings? I went to the controller settings.
I don't know the specifics. Get on YouTube, nigga, and watch a fucking tutorial.
God, how would you fucking tell me?
Aren't you the same person who tell the comment section? Aren't you the same guy that says the comment section? Fucking Google it, bitch.
No, I don't even check the comment section.
Ooh.
You think I pay attention to what's said in the comment section?
Yeah, we stopped doing it years ago.
Yeah, I stopped doing that years ago.
Don't let them on. Don't let them on. Don't let them know.
Yeah, I'm done. I told you. I don't give
whatever,
a crap
bro.
this,
Let's talk these fucking games. So since the
it
last
is a nice drink toaster though.
Since the last podcast, Sifu released. Sifu is a new action adventure game from Devolver Digital. It was published by Devolver Digital. The studio behind it is the same studio behind the fighting game Absolver, which is a really kind of underrated action adventure fighting game that has some unique mechanics. It basically takes that, it builds upon it, and it creates a story-driven story about a dude who's basically trying to, or you could play as a woman who's trying to get revenge after you. Well, it's not really a spoiler, but after basically you see your Sifu get murdered by a group of bandits, basically, or like I don't know if they were like students or whatever. So then basically it's like that Bruce Lee shit where it's like each tower has a boss at the end and you got to get through the tower and then at the end you fight a boss. It's making waves because the game is really difficult. It's a very straightforward game. It's about beating ass, but like it's very deep because there's so many different mechanics, different combos, as well as like dodging mechanics. And then also it tests your reflexes. You got to be real quick with the decisions that you make. This game is I had this game early for like a week and a half before it had even came out. No, I take that back. I didn't have it a week and a half early. I got it the weekend before it had came out. So we had like 2-3 days to play the game. And oh my God, bro. First of all, the people who played the shit like post patch, it was harder before the fucking patch, bro. I had beat the first boss and like I was like ready to cry because like the first time I beat him, I ended up I was like 76. And like I entered the club and I put it in the group chat and I was like, yo, I'm 76 in the fucking club, bro. I thought the way that they marketed the game originally was like your age resets at the end of every level. No, for those unaware, you have to beat the game without getting to the maximum age, which I think is 76. So like I had to do a rerun. I had to reset everything, and it forces you to master the level so that, you know, when you get to the end of the level, if you end at age 20, level 2, you'll be at level 20. So like I was ready to cry. And it's one of those things, it's like one thing people don't take into, because now that I'm on the other side of the spectrum of as a gaming journalist, I guess, one thing people don't take into consideration is if something is hard, I cannot go on YouTube and watch a fucking tutorial like a lot of y'all because I have the game early. And there was moments where I was playing Horizon. It was the same thing where like Horizon's not a hard game, but there was moments where I didn't know where to go. I was stuck. So you literally just have to aimlessly walk around and figure out what the fuck you're supposed to do. And people don't take that into consideration. They just be like, oh, you suck at game. Like, nah, like I can't do what y'all do. It was rough, but the game is fucking good. I'll tell you this much. What I really like about Sifu is once you accept that it's difficult, you start to feel you get a sense of satisfaction from this game that you don't get from a lot of different games. You are going to be stressed out, but once you finally figure it out and it clicks in your brain and you notice yourself being able to move through these levels at a younger and younger age, you get a sense of satisfaction that you won't get from a lot of games. So like I commend the developers for sticking to their guns and being like, no, this is what the fuck our game is. And for those unaware, like this game is like Dark Souls, Soulborn type hard, Sekiro type shit. So just be aware if you want to get into this game. Ethos, what are your thoughts on Sifu?
I hate it because it made me crash 3 times on bosses.
All right, JG, what's your thoughts?
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. The game crashed 3 times.
I didn't have any issues with
I'm cursed.
What version were you playing?
The one that day one, the whatever one with the first patch.
No, are you playing on PC or console?
PC.
Okay, that's crazy. I played PC. I didn't have any issues.
Yeah, you can watch my VOD. It literally, you know when you transition to phase 2 of the boss fight? It crashed on the cutscene 3 times in a row on 3 different bosses, and I quit. I said, no, I'm not doing this till they get another patch.
That's so funny because usually it's me that be having them issues.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I caught your curse. Usually it's you that has these, not me. I'm like, this is BS.
Jay, how you feeling about the game?
Yeah, that's because he got to play early, Ethos, so he
probably
avoided
that's what
that.
it
Yeah,
is.
that's probably why. Yeah, because
Okay.
he got to play it early.
Fuck y'all.
I'm gonna piggyback off of one thing that you said, TBH. They did not advertise this game to be like this. So when I started playing, I did not know what I signed up for. I was like, holy shit, why is the first boss so freaking difficult? And then I realized, oh man, this is like Sekiro all over again. I have to learn the mechanics and I have to play the way that they want me to play, that the developers want me to play in order to beat this game. And I still haven't beat this game because then I realized that on top of all of the mechanics that they had brought it, because I wasn't expecting a structure system. I wasn't expecting focus. I thought that this was going to be like a standard beat 'em up, just with the mechanic that, hey, if you die, that you know, you keep getting older and older and older. I really didn't think that there was like an ending or a game over, you know, type of thing when you get too old. So it was so many things that, you know, since I didn't Google it like Sekiro, I would like introduced to all of these things and I was like, wow, I don't like any of this stuff. Like, why is it so difficult? Pre-patch, like I said, if for anybody in here that has played this game, you know, day one post-patch, you don't know what true pain is. Like, the game is still difficult, but you do not know what true pain is unless you play pre-patch. So I wish that y'all could have like really got the chance to experience that, because it would just, oh my god, it like I think a lot of people would have quit. Honestly,
yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. It took me like a couple hours to like beat that first boss, and I was watching people stream it, and I was like, I could just tell. Like, I haven't played it since the day one patch dropped when they announced it was gonna make it easier. But I was like, I could tell because people were getting to like the 3rd level. Like, it seems like people really start to struggle when they get to like that 3rd level and the 4th. I was like, yo, y'all are getting to that 3rd level way too easy. Like, I remember when I got to the first boss and I put in because we use Slack for G4, I put in the fucking X-Play Slack. I was like, guys, it's about to be a rough weekend for me, bro. I was like, it's about to be hoodie up, sitting in the chair. Like, I was ready to cry. Like, after that first boss, fucking Chaos got it early. He was like, dude, this shit is stressing me because he got to play it pre-patch. It was no fucking joke. And I think a lot of people complained. So I think that's why they dropped that patch. But even still, like, after the patch, apparently it's still not easy. I haven't played post-patch, but freaking enough people have complained still that apparently an easy mode is coming alongside an ultra hard mode, a game plus mode, which sparked up the conversation of should games like this have an easy mode so that everyone should experience it, or do y'all feel like the developers should stick to their guns?
Man, I mean, we had this exact same conversation with Sekiro, and I don't think that there should be an easy mode, even though, like, and again, I don't be crying about shit like this, but shout out to Tinsley. She emailed me for feedback, and I usually don't give feedback. I be like, forget that, like, unless it's super important and like I really care about the game and I'm super passionate. But no, I emailed her. I said, this game is too fucking hard, and this is coming from a person that beat Sekiro. I was like, this is ridiculous, like, because the difference between Sekiro and this is there's literally like this game turned into a roguelike. And again, I didn't understand until I got to the second stage and the third stage. And then I realized that, hey, you know, there are certain things that you can get as you're traversing these stages that you can go back and then you can basically, you know, just have a shortcut. You can just get, you know, go through a shortcut to get back to the boss. And that's the real way that you can, you know, beat the level and move on, you know, while still preserving your age. Once I understood all of that, I was like, okay, this makes sense. But I was like, these mechanics are just super freaking frustrating to me. And I just didn't enjoy it. I was like, I understand that games are hard, but it's a sweep, bro. Like, and again, like, I get, you know, what they were trying to do with this game. But like, if I'm not even having fun or I feel like it's just like too freaking hard, too freaking difficult, then that's when like I'm truly not having fun. And I was like, wow, like, is this really what they intended? It was just way too many mechanics that like you're basically forced to do a perfect run, like the speed runners at this point. So I mean, I still don't agree that there should be an easy mode, but you know, that post patch definitely needed to happen because this game was just, it was like almost unplayable.
Here's the thing about Sekiro too, is it was a ninja game and you were damn near Spider-Man. You could swing around, you could sneak around, so you can get stealth kills and you could ease your way through the level until you got to the boss, and then you could focus on, you know, learning the patterns of the boss. What makes Sifu so hard is you have to stay in the like it I didn't realize until like my second playthrough of like the first level, because before I was hitting that dodge button way too much. You only should really use that when you're like in trouble. With Sifu, you have to stay in the pocket and then you have to flick the analog stick and dodge, so that it kind of like it opens the enemy up and then you can break their defense. So staying like, imagine basically getting in the ring with like prime time Mike Tyson, and like you have to stay in the pocket the entire fucking time, and every character that you run into in the level can knock you the fuck out. That's what makes it so damn hard. It's very simple but hard to master, so it's really all about your reflexes, and then also situational awareness. That helps a lot too. If you get stuck in a corner, they do not hesitate to bop you upside your fucking head. It is not like Assassin's Creed where like they'll stand there one by one and get their ass beat. They will box you in a corner and they will murder you. So it felt super realistic. You got to be aware of your surroundings and run, get yourself out of that pocket, throw a glass in somebody's face, and it rewards you once you start to figure it out. And I don't think they should add the easy mode to it too, because I felt really good. I was like, all right, bro, I just got to accept it for what it is. And I commend the developers for sticking to that. Like, this is what the fuck it is. It's very simple, easy to pick up, hard to master type of shit, and it works. And I kind of want, not necessarily like the difficulty, but I kind of want more developers and studios to produce games like this. What I really appreciate about Sifu, and I think this is going to be a Game of the Year contender, is it knows what the fuck it is and it sticks to it. They said this is a game about beating motherfuckers' asses, and that's what you're gonna do. Not all these like, Horizon's a great open world game, but like everything does not need to be fucking open world with all these extra mechanics, collecting feathers for no fucking reason and shit like that. I'm looking at you, Assassin's Creed. That's what I liked about Sifu, the beauty of the simplicity.
Yeah, no, it was straight up to the point. Like, I love the art style. You know, the story isn't, you know, it isn't deep. It isn't a Last of Us type of situation where, you know, it doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, it's a typical revenge story, right? But I think that with the way that this game was made and the way that this game flows from stage to stage, hey, you got to go, you know, get your revenge on this person and this person, and just continue to make your way up. Again, it didn't take itself too seriously, but like it did stick to its guns. It stuck to its roots, and that's what I can really respect and enjoy. And yeah, it is a challenge, and yes, I got frustrated a lot playing this game, and I'm going to get frustrated again because I do plan on, you know, finally beating it. But I think that they did do a good job, and I understand the people, like, it was a lot of people that tried this game that has never played a Dark Souls ever, or never played Sekiro. So like I see that, like, just because of the way that this game was marketed, it did get a lot more people to try it. But I don't think a lot more people, you know, just like me, I don't think that they truly knew what they were up against until they started playing. So that's the crazy thing. And again, I don't know if that was a marketing tactic, like an intentional marketing tactic or what. But yeah, like I said, a lot of people got surprised.
They did.
Definitely dealt with a lot of frustration.
I was ready to bitch about that shit in the G4 review, that like it was like a complete and utter surprise that this game was a roguelike. But then like I did my Googles and I did some research, and like they did mention it in an interview, but I found it on some like small website. It wasn't on the big platforms like the GameSpots and the IGNs and shit like that. You had to dig for it. So I was like, damn, I can't even bring that up in the review that they didn't advertise this game correctly, because like they did. It's just they gave, I guess, the exclusive to some smaller, you know, outlet. But I'd say this much: when I was working on the review, like I was like, on one hand I was sweating, but then on the other hand I was like, this game gonna be big on Twitch. I was like, this is gonna be some funny shit. I was like, I can't wait to see other people play this shit. I was like, I'm enjoying myself, but not really at the same time. But I was like, I know I'm a super enjoy watching other people struggle. But
I know for sure, y'all were laughing at me. Y'all definitely get your little kikis at me. And somebody already sped run this game in like 40 minutes. So like this game it's another one of those games. Like people just want to speed run it. Like it's a game that's tailor-made for that community.
Yeah. And that was another thing. I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be dope to see that. But I agree with you. The sweeps are the main thing that gets me in the game. That should be pissing me off too.
Bro, it's just like my fingers just can't. It just can't do like just the dodge mechanic.
I think we just old, dog. We getting old, bro.
It sucks. I can dodge the
the
high
left and the right, yeah.
But the lows, bro. Yeah, the left and the right. I can't do it, dog. I can't do it.
Do y'all think this is a game of the year contender?
For sure.
I think it is.
It's early too. That's why I like it. Like it's early. Like, and we're already like considering a game. Already as a game of the year. I think it's gonna be in there. If it's not nominated, it'll be a travesty. Because I know Sekiro was, and like I said, it's on that same type of sphere, type of genre. So I think it's gonna be nominated.
Yeah, I remember when the Sifu reviews, first of all, like they didn't even actually really, I don't want to say they didn't care, but there wasn't really much of a push for like Sifu content on G4. And like I was telling, I was like, I've been watching the internet, and like, hey, I'm excited about it, but I was like, I see a lot of people talking about this game. And then IGN review dropped, and I put it in Slack. I was like, they got 500,000 views in the first day. I was like, the SEO is high on this, and I was like, it's popular on Twitch. So they ended up pushing out the fucking Sifu review early. It was supposed to drop like that Friday, but they dropped it like on a Tuesday. And at the end of the video, I was like, check out our Ali review. Our Ali review wasn't even fucking out, but so they ended up putting it out early because I was like, y'all got to pay attention. Like, can't just like, we know Horizon's gonna be big, but you also got to keep your ear to the streets and what's going on. I think it's a game of the year contender though. Yeah, I think it'll get robbed if it doesn't get nominated. Even though I suck at the game, I can acknowledge that like it's a really good game. Ethos, you've been really quiet. I need you to contribute at least 35% to this fucking conversation. So next we're talking about
he couldn't play the game.
I couldn't play the game.
Oh yeah, damn, your Discord crashed, your Sifu crashed. Jesus Christ. Fucking console gamers, bro, man.
Yeah, man. Since I bought that PS5.
Get your life together, dog.
I'm sorry, bro. I've been stressed for the past 2 weeks.
Shit, crazy, bro. So go ahead and contribute to this next conversation. We're talking about Dying Light 2. This is another big release for the year. We've been waiting like 5 years for the sequel. For those unaware, it's a parkour zombie game. Think of what's that shit with Faith? What's that shit called? Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge meets The Walking Dead. What do you think, Ethos?
I like it. I like it a lot. There's little bugs here and there, but overall, I'm close to the final mission. But I've enjoyed every single second of it. I thought it was a really fun experience. I'm kind of mad I watched JG play it today on Twitch, and I kind of was mad I didn't get it on PC. So kind of regret that. I should just got it on PC. I don't know what I was thinking, but other than that, it's been a fun experience. I enjoyed it.
Jay.
Yeah, you won't tell them that Chaos bullied you to get it on PS5.
Oh yeah, Chaos bullied me to buy it on PS5. That's
big 500 hours.
Yeah, they wanted to do a co-op or whatever. I was like,
it didn't even do it. We did it 2 times. That was it. Never.
Yeah, I know. I don't be budging. I'm like, I'm gonna get shit on PC until I can't. So, I was initially ready to shit on this game. I'm not gonna lie. Until today, when I initially started playing Dying Light, I'm like, this is the same shit as the first Dying Light. The only like main difference is like I feel like they put an extra emphasis on you going out at night, because I remember in the first one they were like, yeah, if you get caught out at night, like that's your ass. Like you get caught lacking, and you're not gonna be able to do much against these super zombies out here. Like you can only try to stun them with your UV light, but in that you better go find a safe zone, otherwise you're gonna die. In this one they have like a lot of missions that are tailored to like you have to do this at night, otherwise it's going to be extremely difficult. And I didn't feel like when I was running out at night in this game, I didn't feel like I was I was in total danger. Like I feel like I could still like navigate a little bit. So so that was one of the main differences that I saw. But other than that, I was like, they have some of the same upgrades that you can get, like some of the same weapons, some of the same little attachments that you can do, crafting and stuff. Like all of that was the same. And like I wasn't initially engaged with any of the characters that I was seeing initially. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. Today when I saw my boo Rosario Dawson, when she came in the game, I was like, okay, like now I'm actually engaged in the story. Huh?
She was in the trailer.
No, I'm talking about in the game though. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I didn't know. Yeah, I know she was in the game. I'm talking about when she showed up in the game though. When she actually showed up.
She's in show right away.
This man about to watch
she showed
naked. Look at you.
Oh, it's worth it. It's worth it.
She's awesome, bro. Look, don't be hitting my boo, bro. Yeah, don't be hitting my boo. Don't be hitting on my boo. But anyway,
show fucking greased up, boy. What's wrong with you?
This guy, anywho, don't be talking about that. I feel like this is what you be doing. Actually, you said this is what you be doing sometimes. You little nasty dude.
Oh, that's right. I'm a misogynist. That's right.
Yes, you are.
My bad. I forgot, Jay. That's right.
Don't you forget it. Don't you forget it.
That's a joke,
right,
by the way.
We gonna keep reminding you. Yeah, we gonna keep reminding you. But anyways, I like today, as far as I got in the story, I was like, okay, like this is actually interesting now. Then I started like, we started seeing some betrayal happen a little bit. I see some people came in my chat. I think Ace, he was like, yo, like I didn't, this isn't what happened in my story. So like that told me immediately, because the main thing I was worried about, they were saying like, your actions have consequences. Your actions have consequences. This is what they said years ago. And I was like, you know what? I want to play it, and then we'll see it when we'll believe it when we see it, because it usually doesn't. Like a lot of these choices don't have different branch storylines for a lot of these games. They say they do, but they don't. But this game actually does. At least from what I've seen so far. I watched somebody else play, and I'm like, okay, like I didn't see that that cutscene happen. But some people were saying that, hey, like this is interesting what you are going through right now in your playthrough. So I like that. So I'm definitely enjoying the story a lot more, and now I'm getting a lot of more upgrades. Like I feel more like a badass playing the game, and it's much more enjoyable experience. I don't feel like I'm playing the first one. Like I don't feel like I'm playing Dying Light 1.5 anymore. Like I actually feel like we're really getting into Dying Light 2. So that's what I really enjoy now. But at first I was like, nah, bro, like y'all could have just kept this. Why did y'all continue to delay this game when it's really just a Dying Light in another area? That's what I was initially thinking. But it's good. I like the game so far, and it looks freaking gorgeous. Love it. It looks freaking amazing on PC. So shout out to them. Minus the bugs. That's the only real knock that I can say now. I think the game's a good game, and I can't wait to continue playing it and finally beat it.
Yeah, I kind of agree with like your original opinion. No, it's a good game. Is it like a game of the year contender in my opinion? No. It's like it's kind of early in the year, but I feel like this would probably, if I had to make a top 10, this would probably fall in like on the later half of the top 10. It's a really good game, but it does feel like to me Dying Light 1.5. Like, yeah, the branching storylines are really cool, but like we waited 5 years and this game is buggy as hell. And it wasn't enough here new for me to be like, wow. So like, yeah, I enjoyed it, but I mean, it's really like the night mode is like, when the night comes in, like the zombies get like more scarier, more powerful. That shit was like, that shit's spooky. That shit was cool, but I don't know, it just wasn't enough meat on the bones for me to warrant like, like it blew me away. I think if it would have came out like 2 or 3 years after the original, I think I would have been a little bit more satisfied. But for me, it wasn't really worth the wait. It's alright. It's cool. I'd say pick it up when the price drops. It's not a day one cop. Unless you really want to, get those 500 hours in. It is what it is.
Now that's fair. That's fair, because 500 hours, it's a lot. Like if this is one of the only games that you play this year, like, and you try to platinum it or get 100%, like you're gonna be playing this game for a long time. I definitely believe them that it had $500 worth of content just in the base game. But I can't say that I disagree with you, TBH, because I think that I shared the same sentiment until I got further in the game. Then I started getting really engaged with the story. I think that if the story didn't pick up for me personally, I think I would have felt the exact same way that you did. Like it was still down at like 1.5, and we can't really tell why the game was delayed as long as it was.
I think it just came out at a bad time for me, because like I don't want anybody getting it twisted. I do think it's a good game. I think it being in this February lineup, it probably should have came out either in January or next month when there's less competition. I think maybe Horizon kind of spoiled me. Even though they're two completely different games, like Horizon is just definitively such a much better game. So it kind of was like, for me, like that. Like there's some in the story when y'all stream that shit. There's some very interesting stuff going on in the story of Forbidden West. And for me, like it didn't do it for me as much. So it's alright. It's alright. It is what it is. And then last but not least, since the last podcast, the MMO that's come out of nowhere, which Amazon purchased the Western rights, I think. It comes from a Korean studio. It's called Lost Ark. It's basically Diablo Torchlight, but it's like an MMO. Did either one of you get a chance to play it?
What was it?
Lost Ark. Ethos. Wake up.
No, I didn't get time to play it. I'm too busy.
I'm not playing any games like this. You already know, like I already have too much to do and not enough time, so I'm not getting to this shit. I have nothing to contribute to this conversation.
Wow, this man gets a house and now he's busy. Now he's got to clean the windows and mow the lawn all of a sudden. Okay.
I do.
Oh, the old man arc.
Watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and watch the Super. Look at me. I host Super Bowl parties. I'm so mature. Must be nice. I played a little bit of it. I think it's really good, and it's free to play. If you like dungeon crawlers, I'm not gonna go too much into it since they didn't play it. But if you like dungeon crawlers, I think you'll like this game. I don't know how long I'll play it, but I'm never gonna. It's free, so it's not much to complain about. It's very stylish. There's a lot of. It's not full blown voice acting, but like it's like half voice acting, like the main stuff. It's just like the way that the characters move, the combat, the dungeons are really good, big bosses and stuff. It's fun. I'm curious to see how long it'll last, and I'm also curious to know why Amazon actually purchased the rights on this, because I feel like they're cannibalizing themselves, because they also have New World that just dropped, which is an MMO, and now they have another MMO with Lost Ark, and it's like, why are you competing against yourself? You're gonna kill your own game. Because Daddy Bezos don't care.
You just answered the question though.
New World was made
because exactly what's going on with New World right now.
Yeah, it's made and dead.
Shit, trying to find a new audience. That's that shit trying to.
Yeah, they are. But I think the most important thing you said that I didn't know, this game is free.
Yeah,
it's free.
Oh,
it only wasn't free last week. Last week, it was early access. You had to pay for the Founders Pack, but it's free to play now. It came out on the 11th for free. Yeah, so
it came out
try it on Steam.
Yeah, this game is. You see these numbers on Twitch, bro. People
big
love
numbers.
this. Like I was seeing people getting over 100,000 people just to watch this, them play this game. So I finally watched somebody play it today. Shout out to Obi, and I'm like, okay, like I see that this game is more Diablo style, and I actually like Diablo, even though like I didn't play it as much, but I actually did enjoy it. So maybe one day down the line I may try it out, but honestly I just don't have time. Like with Dying Light 2 and Sifu and Horizon around the corner, it's literally no time to even try to get into this.
If anybody does decide to download it on Steam and try it, just be aware the controls are a little funky for an MMO. So definitely play with your key bindings, because like I swear, like the first 30 minutes of me playing the game in the tutorial, I was just changing my controls around to what felt more comfortable. It's really weird. The way Koreans do MMOs, I didn't get it, but just change the controls. Just be aware of that. All right, so that's what we got in terms of like the gaming stuff. Let's move into the news section of the podcast. I didn't put this on the show notes because I've been busy all day and it just happened today. But just making you guys aware, Sonic the Hedgehog has already been greenlit for a third movie. The second one is not out. And then also Idris Elba got greenlit for a Paramount Plus show, his own Knuckles show on Paramount Plus. Do you two care?
Ooh. Whoa, what the okay, all right, I guess we're already saying that since Sonic actually looks correct now, that we're just gonna get the third one in the spinoff. That's interesting.
So Chaos said, I know who cares. Ace's tattoo.
Yeah, of course. Of course we know who cares. Yeah.
All I got out of this news is it says that Sega is confident that the second movie will be well received. So they already greenlit the third, which is interesting. They ready to blow that bag. I'm more interested to see how that TV show turns out. Still not going to pay for Paramount Plus. That Halo show hasn't came out. They haven't proved themselves. But if anybody's got a Paramount Plus password, you know what to do. Slide in the DMs. Just putting that out there. All right. The big thing that's happened since the last podcast is Nintendo finally woke up. Nintendo did a direct, and I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting much of anything from it, but this one was big. There were some big announcements. So these announcements include so Mario Strikers, they're getting a new game. It's called Mario Strikers Battle League. fucking more what is it, race I can't talk. More racetracks are coming to Mario Kart 8.
And more racist.
Yeah. no Wii Sports is coming. A sequel to Wii Sports is coming called Nintendo Switch Sports. Star Wars Force Unleashed and Ezio collection coming to fucking the Switch. The new Kirby big goat throat mode is coming. Kingdom Hearts, that'll be playable on the Switch, in the cloud and all that other shit. I'm trying to see what else was big on this. Fire Emblem 3 Houses, that's coming out in June. Advance Wars 1 and 2 coming to the Switch. No Man's Sky is coming to the Switch. How we feeling about this, Jay?
I mean, Nintendo did something. I didn't get to watch it live. I actually just watched the whole thing today so I can catch up. Nintendo actually did a good job, and that's rare to say. For
Chrono
Nintendo
Cross
Direct.
remaster. My bad. I don't know. That's a big one. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, Chrono Cross is a big one too. It looks like this time they focus on obviously the big guys. We got a new Kirby game, which is more like Kirby's version of Mario in the 3D world. So I don't even play Kirby games, but that game, Forgotten Land, actually looked lit. Like I actually might try that one.
Wow.
The mouthful mode. That's a little interesting. I don't know about that. It's a little such when I was looking at it, but I was like, that's it's an interesting concept. But it's cool though. It was seemed like a game that I would actually want to try out. The one thing that I will give them a knock on though is all these older games that they're putting out, or even some of the new ones like MLB The Show. Man, these graphics still look terrible. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like I was sitting there looking at it and I was like, Assassin's Creed looks ugly. MLB The Show looks ugly. Star Wars looked the worst. I was like, what the hell is going on? Why? I don't even understand why they did it. Like, I commend them for trying, because like Nintendo was still really trying to get in with the third-party titles and give you an option to play this on the Switch, like play these games on the Switch. But the graphics just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just spoiled playing on PC, but like they look pretty terrible. But like I said, I commend them for trying. I know that Fire Emblem is going to be huge. Xenoblade Chronicles, that's going to be freaking huge too. I don't even play Xenoblade, but I know that there's a huge community that loves that. So they definitely gave, I feel like this Nintendo Direct, they gave a little bit for everybody. That Wii Sports is going to be fire. I definitely love Wii Sports. I'm glad they're putting that on the Switch. And then Mario Kart, we were hearing that we were going to get a Mario Kart 9, but instead they said, hey, we're just going to give you all of the, older racetracks. But 48, that's a lot. I was not expecting 48. That's a lot of freaking tracks. But then they disappointed me because they were like, you got to pay for this shit. I'm like, fuck, man. I wish they just would have gave at least a little bit of these tracks for free. That's the thing that kind of made me mad about it. But in any case, I guess if I feel like paying for it, then I'll go ahead and do it. But I was just mad that they were like, oh, you gotta pay $24.99. I'm like, fuck, man. But it was good though. I actually liked the Nintendo Direct. Like I said, I think they had a little bit for everybody. No Breath of the Wild footage yet, still, but it's cool. It's cool what they announced. I like it.
My main thing that I'm excited about is the new Mario Strikers game. Mainly because it's gonna have 8-player co-op, so you could do 4v4 playing against people. I think that's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a lot of shit talking. And then also the fact that it's gonna be online. This is how I know I was getting old too, because I went on Twitter and I saw a narrative. Some people were like, why are people so excited about a Mario Strikers soccer game? And I'm like, damn, it has been a while since a new one dropped. And I'm like, geez, first of all, the Switch is kind of dry in terms of new games. Why are y'all fucking complaining? We got games to play. And then two, I'm like, damn, y'all got to go back and play the old ones to understand. The last soccer game we got, they did a Mario sports mix on the 3DS. And it had soccer, basketball, and something else, but they were all on a mini. They weren't fully fleshed out. That's not. You had to play the original one on the GameCube or the Wii. Them joints was fire. I think Mario Kart, but soccer, and now you can play with your friends online. Plus, there's going to be more strategic element because the characters, there's going to be stats on the actual clothes, and you can swap them out. So there's going to be a certain level of strategy there. So I think it'll be a fun arcade game. That just shoot the shit with your friends. I'm excited about that. I don't know about that mouthful mode, but Kirby does look good. I haven't been the biggest Kirby fan. I don't know if I'm going to be deep throating a vending machine to get through the game, but I might try it out because the Switch is kind of dry. Still looking for that What's that shit from Platinum Games? Ethos with the dog and the chain and shit. I'm still looking for a sequel that aren't Astro Chain. Yeah, my brain is fried. I've had a long day. I'm still looking for that Astro Chain sequel. I've never played a Chrono Cross before, but I always heard it's a really good game. Might be time to finally play that since they're remastering it. I played the last 2 Xenoblades, good games, but them games is too damn big. I ain't playing the new one. But shout out to Shulk. What you think, Ethos?
I'm not gonna lie, I missed it. Like I saw people on tweeting about it, and so I guess it was good, but I didn't have time to watch it, so I don't really have much to say. That's unfortunate.
Out of what he listed though, like, is there anything that you kind of interested in, like Fire Emblem, Xenoblade? I don't know if you play any of those.
I mean,
Kirby.
Excited as I can be to play that on my Steam Deck. Yeah, I guess.
Look at this guy. PC propaganda. Oh my god.
I will say one more thing though. I don't know if you all noticed, Nintendo has been trying to put out a lot of like older like emulator games. It's interesting because they're putting all these out, obviously making you pay for it, but at the same time, then they're fighting legal battles with the people who have been stealing their games for years.
Yeah, that was actually the next story I was going to briefly mention. I didn't want to go too much into detail, but a hacker group has been sentenced to 40 months in prison for hacking the Nintendo Switch and putting, what's that shit called? Like homebrews on it and stuff like that. Nintendo got a whiff of this and they said, we don't fuck with that. They took them to court and they've been sentenced to 40 months in prison. So all the kids out there hacking platforms, be careful. Unless you want to be in trouble when you drop the soap. It's not worth it, kids. What's the name? Big piece of news since the last podcast. Sony purchased. Did we talk about this on the last one? I don't remember.
No, we talked about Activision. This came out after.
Okay.
So after we talked about Activision, then Sony did this.
I wasn't sure. So Sony purchased Bungie for $3.6 billion. Initially, people were a little skeptical, but then Bungie came out and said, hey, we're still doing our own thing. It's kind of like the Respawn deal with EA. Yeah, they're under Sony, but Bungie still has full creative control on how they're going to put out their games. They also said that Destiny 2 will remain multi-platform. How are we feeling about this deal, Ethos?
It doesn't really put a dent into the Activision deal.
Ignore that.
You okay?
I didn't hear that. Yeah, I didn't hear that. I opened Twitter and I accidentally clicked the spaces and it fucking. I didn't mean to do that.
You in?
I don't even know. It was like some African shit. I deadass just clicked it by accident.
Okay.
They should be recommending me random shit.
This freaking guy.
Whatever. Keep talking. What were you about to say?
I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about?
The $3.6 billion from Sony and Bungie.
It's cool. But I don't think it really does anything to the bottom line of what Activision does for Microsoft. And on top of that, they're still making Destiny still multi-plat, so nothing really being taken away there. The only thing this means is what Siggy believed, which he was right, which is that Sony's trying to help Bungie make movies, which seems to fit exactly their plans. They seem to be making a Destiny movie with Sony's pictures.
A Destiny movie? That game barely got a story.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't know why, but it's pretty stupid, but whatever. I'm gonna let him rock. The other thing is the what's it called? The new IP that Bungie's been quietly working on since I think like 2017, 2018. They've been working on a new IP. Mm-hmm. So it could be that they saw whatever that new IP is and they're like, yeah, we want to secure that. So that new IP is probably going to be a PlayStation exclusive, whatever it is.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I know they're working on a new game and like maybe they saw something and I was like, damn, we needed to make that exclusive to PlayStation because at this point, Destiny's been out too long to try to make it an exclusive. It's just going to piss people off.
They did say that Sony's main strategy behind acquiring Bungie was their experience making live service games. This has been obviously like something that's pretty well known, but like PlayStation's kind of been lacking when it comes to multiplayer experiences and specifically like live service games. Like they really have, now that I think about it, they don't have any of them under their belt. They don't have any like long-standing game that's been out for a very long time. A lot of times their games, if they do have a multiplayer component, they come out, they have like a small community and then they just die out after that point or just become very small. So it seems like Sony's knows that the current market trends are that like live service games are really what's in and what a lot of people play right now. So they're trying to, I guess, get a couple IP under their belt that are going to be live service in the future.
Yeah, I it's not on the notes, but I did read an article that some Sony rep said that by like was it like 20, 30 or something like that? They wanted,
Yeah,
I don't know
they're
what year.
like-
They wanted
they're at
10
like
live
6 or
service
10.
games.
Yeah.
Like
Makes
I was
sense.
like, that's interesting. So that's to show
They're
that the
shifting their focus a little bit from
Yeah.
the single player, high production value games. Not to say they're not going to do those anymore. They're still going to do those, but it looks like they're trying to enter into that that other space that I think like really like Microsoft has been like more heavy in, and other publishers have been really heavy in as of late.
Yeah. Any hot takes on this, Jay?
Nah, I mean, when I first heard about this news, the first thing that popped up in my mind is, well, all right, how are we going to make Destiny exclusive? And then Bungie immediately, got ahead of everybody and was like, hey, we're going to still be independent and multi-platform. So I was like, well, what was the point then? Did you just gift them $3 million to do nothing? Like just to keep making Destiny and to have it on still every platform? That didn't make any sense to me. So the other natural thing that I was thinking about was maybe Bungie is working on another IP, because literally Bungie only had one thing out right now, and that's Destiny. I know one of my friends, he was like, man, he was like, is Halo coming to Sony? I was like, Bungie doesn't have that anymore. That's Microsoft at 343 now, so you ain't gotta worry about that. It's literally just Destiny at this point. So I was like, Bungie has to be working on something else, because if they weren't, like, this makes literally no sense. But since they are well since most likely they are allegedly working on something else, I was like, okay, well, if you make that exclusive, then that will make sense. But I just didn't understand how Bungie immediately came out and said we're going to be independent multi-platform. I'm like, well, why the hell did they acquire you then?
Yeah.
Like, they're just giving you money. I was like, at this point they're just giving you money. So I was like, okay,
It's free money.
It's free money. So I was like, this, like, just this move right after Microsoft buys Activision, I think also that timing literally made no sense, because you knew that it was a direct, it was a direct response to what Microsoft was doing, but I just didn't feel like this was the right move. But
was it a direct response though? You don't move
No,
$3.6 billion overnight. Like, this is something that's been in the works.
It was the response to Bethesda. But I still think
you think it was Bethesda?
That would make more sense.
It's timing then. It's timing.
This is the timing was a coincidence, probably.
They started talking to Bungie when Bethesda got acquired by Microsoft as a response to that. So that's where the fit happens. But even then, I mean, still, I still think that like Bethesda's still bigger than Bungie, and think of all the studios that came with Bethesda. And then the other thing on top of that is, just my personal opinion, I agree with Siggy on this assessment. I think they overpaid for Bungie. I don't think they're worth that amount of money. I think
I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels that way.
Yeah, like only one IP, like that's it, one IP. And honestly, like that IP from a financial revenue standpoint doesn't even, it's going to take them at least a decade, more than a decade, for that just Destiny alone to make that amount of money back that they spent on it.
Bungie hasn't proven they can't make something beside the shooter. Yeah, that's why I say Respawn is the GOAT. They in every genre.
Yeah, I would not put all my eggs in. Out of all the studios, I wouldn't put my money on Bungie, to be honest with you. Bungie's been working on Destiny for a decade, if not 2 decades, and about a decade, and they still have issues. They still can't get Destiny right all the way, all the time. So I just don't know. The thing is, they definitely overpaid for it because they were just too hasty about it, and especially when they only had 20. I think they only had like 20 billion in the war chest that they could spend, and they already just wasted 4 billion of it on one person. So it's like, I don't think it was a smart move. I would have gone for someone else.
Besides that, we also got to take into consideration, keep in mind, guys, Sony also partnered with Discord, so now you can actually load Discord on your PlayStation and people can see what you're playing.
Do you remember when that happened? Do you remember when that announcement happened? Discord actually went down.
Why don't you stop trying to make a joke about this shit, bro?
Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Do you remember?
Serious.
We made a joke about that. We made a joke about that when it first happened, announced. So we were like, Discord actually went down for an hour the day that got announced.
I'm just saying.
An omen.
I'm just saying, like, this is pretty serious business, because when you think about it, you're not going to be able to load Discord into your PlayStation and people can see that you have nothing to play. That's crazy, isn't it?
No, I don't think I want people knowing what I'm doing.
Wow. Yeah, like
until Friday, at least when Horizon drops.
Yeah, this was some great freaking news. You're gonna be even more intrusive into my gaming habits. Yeah, this is
unless you're gonna fully implement like the voice. I don't see any point. Then that is cool, putting it on console. Now we can cross talk with PC and stuff. But like, if it's just they need it. But until then, I don't care about it being on console.
That mic is poverty over there. Actually, maybe we don't need that. I don't think I want to hear their mics in Discord.
You don't want to hear that.
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, they said that shit mics.
Yeah. Mute your mic. How I do that?
No, people are probably talking directly into their controller now. They're probably doing that. I don't want to hear that. Yeah, no, they good.
We good off that shit.
Yeah, I'm good off that.
I put it on this hot note. I'm tired. I put it on the damn show notes. Sony wants 10 live service games by 2026. That was the year. My bad, yo. Yeah. You're the residential game developer. I was actually curious to hear what your take on this is. We got another Puddlegate here. The new one is #AnimationGate. Horizon Forbidden West is coming out this Friday from the day in which we're recording. And last week there was a post that went viral because some gameplay. IGN got early access to Forbidden West's gameplay, and they posted that some of the animations are being reused. One in specific was Aloy rappelling off of a cliff. They copy and pasted the animation from from Horizon Forbidden West, and not Horizon Zero Dawn to Forbidden West, and the dude was like, look, haha, copy paste. So then a great debate started on the internet, on Twitter specific, about is it cool whether or not, you know, studios use some assets over in their sequel? How do you feel about #AnimationGate, Ethos? Are you canceling your pre-order because the rappel animation is the same as in Horizon Zero Dawn?
Why would you post this stupid shit? This is
Look at it, bro. This is serious. Look at
Hey,
this.
you want to really blow your mind? You're not gonna believe this, man. So that game you're playing, right? Like a majority of open world games you're playing. Did you know that they reuse the rocks for all the environments, like the same 5 rocks to make like?
You mean it's not new rocks every time?
No, it's actually.
You know what's funny, like about this dumbass shit? I watched that. I'm like, bro. I'm like, how many repelling animations can you come up with? Is the
Waste money on that. There's
Right.
no point. Did you know that like a majority of games when they make their sequels, they reuse animations because it's just smart? Like it's just smart budgeting. That's how you budget.
Yeah, like when I edit videos,
Oh
like
my
if there's
God.
like a meme that I'm gonna use or like a sound, I literally
Can
copy and paste it from one project to another.
Let
Like,
me ask you, TBH. If you had a video, right, where you were talking about Sifu, and then in your top 10 video of the year, you included gameplay that you already used in that Sifu video, but you reused it again for your top 10 video, does that mean you were being lazy when you edited your video?
It means
So
you're
you
working
need to-
smarter.
No, it means you should have reinstalled the game and played it again and got
Hey, my boy is spitting right now, boy. You got deep into it.
Stupidest argument ever, bro. Just shut the fuck up. People who do not design games need to shut the fuck up. Please, just
I
shut the
thought he
fuck
was
up.
gonna hit with that tweet.
Shut
Yeah,
the
no,
fuck up.
my boy was getting cooked in the quote tree. They was getting at him, bro. Like this literally makes no sense. Like, and it goes back to what Ethos just said. If you're not a game developer, like I think that people need to, like, people who really love video games need to spend the day at a development studio and literally watch what they
Make a
do.
game. Just
Like,
make a fucking
this
game.
is what.
man.
Yeah,
Make a
this is
fucking
why
game.
games get
That's
delayed,
shit.
bro. Like, because of stuff like this. Like, you really want the development studio to make a different animation for this, bro? Or do you want to play the fucking game? Like, it really gets to that point. Like, because it's going to take them forever to do another repelling information, animation just to please you. Like, get the hell out of here. I saw this. I was like, bro, you deserve to get cooked, and I'm glad that they did.
And the other weird thing is it's also hypocritical in this sense. Like, these are the same people that don't cry when whether or not they're playing as John Wick or Naruto in fucking Fortnite, and they do the same dance. It's the same fucking animation. Like, is it supposed to be slightly different because Naruto's doing it? Is he supposed to hit the wall with a Rasengan in one hand? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? It's
Are we complaining about the GTA characters that you see walking around, all the NPC? They look the same. Like, all the people who you're shooting in a lot of these games look the same. Are we really getting that critical with these games now? Get out of here.
I bet you the person that put that tweet out don't even got a PS5. That's the funny part.
That's why he mad. You know what? There we go. That's why he mad, because he don't got a PS5. Homeless, go ahead and help this man. He broke.
I feel bad for him too, because the PS5 finally got a good one. I'll tell you this,
Finally got
like
a
Horizon
game.
Forbidden West looks like I was like, ooh, this shit, it looks like a next gen game. It looks really good. I'm glad you brought up GTA too, because that segues great into the next topic. Grand Theft Auto 6 has been announced. Okay, huh? Rockstar says development is underway. Huh? Anybody? I just want to say that it's
About
really
time. About time.
it's really fascinating that Rockstar puts out a tweet, says, hey guys, we're working on GTA 6. The internet just goes crazy. Good job. No gameplay, no fucking screenshots, no nothing. Like, of course we know GTA 6 is coming. Like, you have nothing else to say? Like, I feel like they should have just been quiet. Like, what else is that?
Rockstar, unfortunately, is still one of those studios that gets the benefit of the doubt. How long have we been hearing rumors? Like, people have been making videos for years talking about GTA 6 coming out. All people want is just an acknowledgement that you all are making it. And that's all that they needed to do, because they don't need to do anything else, because literally no one holds them accountable for anything. Rockstar hasn't come out with shit since GTA, but Red Dead. And Red Dead 2 did not get the same reception that they thought that they were going to get from the first one. People did not like that game how they thought they would. So then they were like, okay, well, we're just going to keep doing expansions to GTA 5 online. And like, literally nobody cared. People are still playing this. They're going to get the enhanced edition. They're going to keep playing it. Rockstar literally does not have to do anything but just twiddle their thumbs. You literally do not even have to come out with a GTA 6. That's how crazy it is. People just do not give any accountability. They don't put no pressure on Rockstar to do anything, and this is why we only got an announcement that they're just in development.
Yeah, all I ask is from GTA 6 is please no Los Angeles again, and please no New York again. Can we get a different city? Let's go somewhere else. There's a lot of cities in the world.
No Miami either. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
no Miami.
No Miami.
Don't
Let's
go
do
back
something
to Miami.
totally original. Let's do something totally original.
Don't go to Chicago either, because Canada.
Canada.
Go to Toronto.
Toronto
GTA Toronto Tings edition.
Toronto thing.
Any hot takes on this, Ethos?
I don't care.
Okay. You don't want to be a gangbanger? Cool.
Nope.
Well, this is a piece of news that kind of fell under the radar, and it actually pertains to Grand Theft Auto. This one's for all the parents out there listening. The U.S. government has seemingly gathered evidence that Grand Theft Auto Online is being used by narcotics cartels in Mexico to recruit new drug mules. So basically what's happening is the FBI found that if your kids are on GTA servers gangbanging and shit like that, the Mexican cartel likes that shit. El Chapo likes that shit. And he has his drug lords on these damn servers trying to recruit kids to stuff cocaine up their ass. Come on down to Mexico, you want to drug mule some shit into America. Parents be aware of this shit. You got a little keyboard crip, a little broadband blood, gangbanging virtually. They might be recruited into the cartel. You want to be in the cartel, JG?
No, I'm good, but I was dying laughing when I saw this story, bro. Like, you for real? This is like the same thing as like the army trying to recruit you because you were good at Call of Duty. Like, this is the same shit. I was sitting there dying. I was like, bro, if only y'all knew. Like, y'all was sitting there playing these missions that had you moving drugs from one place to another, actually attracted the Mexican cartel to recruit you as a drug mule to do this shit in real life, bro. That's amazing. Y'all been doing this for years. We were literally just talking about how long did GTA Online has been around.
You got potential, Bobby. You got potential.
Losers, dude. What I want to know is what's the recruitment process for the cartel? So like, do they get like some like drug lords to just get on the game and they go into these role-playing servers, and do they monitor how long? Because there's people on the game that really virtually gangbang, and like I'm trying to sit there and think, I'm like, does somebody sit there and watch specific players like, hey man, like just walk up to like, hey man, see, you've been selling drugs on the server for the last 3 hours. You want to do it in real life? Yeah. Like that. Or do they just go up to every player? Hey, man. Like, what's the process? I would love to
Do you feel like it's like those old Everett Institute commercials where it's like, look, you're sitting there on the couch, you're doing nothing with your life. Why play this in a video game when you can make money in real life? Like that sort of thing.
Why don't
you
like, call us a day? Drug dealer in real life.
Drug dealer in real life.
Fuck it, this shit is crazy, man. So you gotta be. Not only do you have to worry about hackers on the GTA 5 server, now you got to worry about your kid becoming a fucking drug mule. They might end up on what's that show? Locked Up. They might end up on Locked Up.
Oh,
that would be a great. Have y'all seen that show before?
Yeah,
that's one of the shows I do enjoy, boy. Imagine being the episode Locked Up Abroad, GTA recruit episode, boy. Yeah, man.
Move that weight.
So I was talking to fucking YBM, Namir, and his fucking clan. We were gangbanging virtually, and the fucking cartel came to me. Now I'm locked up.
Yeah, does the cartel get on the? Do they get on the RP servers? Like, they watch people role play. They're like, yo, man, I think you'll be a good drug mule, dog. You trying to move these drugs for real? Like, I just saw you shot at the ops in the server, dog. Like,
you notice you spin the block 3 times.
Yeah.
Or fucking like people who actually hack the servers. How would you like to hack society? Cheat the system, get a little extra money. It's gonna be interesting. Just be aware, if you got kids out there, monitor who they talking to, because they might be talking to their local Mexican cartel recruiter. So more interesting news. Platinum Games has been advocating via social media about reviving the development of the fallen soldier known as Scalebound. For those unaware, Scalebound is one of my favorite games to make fun of during the Xbox One era. It was one of the few games that actually looked cool. You played this dude who could basically like ride dragons, and like it looked like some Devil May Cry with big ass dragons, but it had co-op. It's supposed to be like the next big exclusive from Platinum Games and Microsoft, and then for whatever reason they shut down development. So nowadays people just, you know, pull some footage up from E3 on YouTube and turn the controller on and pretend to play it. But Platinum Games, I think they saw how much money Daddy Spencer has been spending acquiring Bethesda as well as Activision. They said, hey, you got any budget for us left? Now that we're riding high on the money that we're spending, do you guys want to see the return of Scalebound now that Platinum Games is advocating for it?
Absolutely.
And you sound like
100%.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Get more bitches and fuck more hoes than you? Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Indubitably.
Yeah, they should bring it back with better visuals, and fucking the co-op would be
Can you
lit.
imagine just the story that would be? Like the amount of crazy marketing that would be? Like the game that died and then was brought back from the dead, like some Jesus Christ story, bro. This shit would be crazy.
I don't know about that extreme, but
no, it would be. It would
be a big deal if they had.
It
It would be a big deal if like this E3, Microsoft, Phil Spencer gets on stage and he's like, "You thought it was dead," then the whole stage goes black.
Can you imagine? They grab a CGI dragon, lands down on the stage and says, "We're back, baby!" Like, no, that would be fire. That would be 100% fire. That'd be a huge hype moment.
The funny thing is, like, there's no excuse for them not to be able to bring this back. The game looked cool. Everybody wanted it. They clearly got the money now, and like I can understand like Platinum. I'm not gonna lie, I would feel some type of way. Like, whoa. What do you mean you got fucking 70 billion for fucking Call of Duty, bro? Let me get $1 billion or $2 billion for that damn the Scalebound.
Give me $3 billion, bro, so we can get Scalebound back.
Yeah, no, that is. It's interesting though, because looking at this story, because this is my first time reading it, and you know they were saying that it was a big challenge to work in an environment, and they didn't really know how to use Unreal Engine. So that's very interesting.
They admitted it.
Yeah, they admitted it because we didn't really hear anything.
A lot of people blame Microsoft
I may have missed it. Yeah, and I was saying here, they were saying the same thing. Yeah, they said Microsoft took all the blame, and they were like, they shouldn't have taken all the blame. It was really, our fault as well. So, and now that they said, finally admitted that they just didn't really know how to use the engine when they were trying to make it, then this makes sense. And I think that they should definitely like bring the toss back up and get the right people in there. Like Unreal Engine 5 is here now, so like y'all can really learn how to work that engine and get this game out. I think that they should definitely bring it back up.
Yeah, I think they should acquire it. I think Microsoft should definitely acquire Platinum Games.
Yeah, if I was Microsoft, I would use it as leverage, because like now that they admitted it really wasn't Microsoft's fault, they'd be like, look, man, if we're gonna bring this back and we're gonna pay for it, it's gonna be exclusive to our platform. Yeah, and we're acquiring your studio for the low. Like they gotta leverage that power, and then also day one Game Pass. Like you're gonna put your shit on Game Pass.
Scalebound has to be. You know what's crazy with that? They'd get Bayonetta too. Bayonetta would be on the Xbox.
Yes, sir.
Yep,
yes,
they get an Astral Chain. They'd get that. Yeah, they'd get.
I don't know if Nintendo would want
all the Nier games.
Want to get rid of that though.
No, because I feel like
a fight.
No, I feel like Microsoft would honor it and still let it drop on the Nintendo Switch. But I bet you after that, it would port to the Xbox Series X and then be on Xbox.
Yeah, because they're on good terms. I forgot. Microsoft and Nintendo have been friendly.
They'll be like, all right, we'll honor it. We're not gonna hoe you out of the game. So they're gonna let Bayonetta 3 drop, and then they're gonna make a better upgraded version of it on Xbox and PC and drop it on there. Because remember, Bayonetta 1's already on PC. So you imagine they drop like Microsoft gets a trilogy bundle and bundles it all into the Game Pass, so now you can play Bayonetta 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, no, that's a banger. That's another sell.
I really want this to happen. Microsoft, do it, bro. Drop the bread. Buy Platinum Games. Do it now, bro.
We need more. We need more Game Pass power.
More. We need more.
More Game Pass games, baby. And Astral Chain, and they would make an Astral Chain, because remember they said they need a Japanese studio. They said we've been lacking on the games in the East. They said we need a Japanese studio, and I think Platinum Games is a perfect fit. It would fit, and they could get Scalebound back too.
That would be their end. That would actually get people to start playing Microsoft games over there in the East.
All the people in the East, they'd be like, oh, that's where we can get our Platinum Games from. Then people would be, all right, I'm gonna get the Game Pass now. I'm gonna try this stuff out. Get our Astral Chain sequel. Let them try some news. Because remember the other thing too, Platinum Games' CEO, I don't know if y'all knew this, their CEO came out earlier this year and he said that he also wanted to make more live service games for his studio. Platinum Games wants to make more live service. I think that what's it called? Babylon Falls is a live service game. Yeah, but they want more, and they're gonna need money in order to fund those projects. And who already has the money? Big Daddy Spencer. Phil Spencer.
All right, y'all heard it here first. If Microsoft bought Platinum Games, we said it. Said it first.
Because Bayonetta was on the Xbox 360, so they bring it. They would upgrade it, bring it to the next gen, be like, hey, Bayonetta's back. They port over 2 because 2's only.
What's the situation with Nintendo and Bayonetta though? Because remember, Bayonetta 2 only exists because they funded it. Do they own the rights to it, or I don't know the situation on that.
They don't owe the IP. I'm pretty sure Platinum Games still owes the IP. I think Nintendo helped fund Bayonetta 2 so it could get finished, and then they put it exclusively on the Nintendo Switch. But again, that's usually a contract thing. So because remember, Bayonetta 1 was exclusively on console, I think, right? It never was on PC and anything like that. But then eventually, it took a long time, but it ended up on PC randomly one day. And they're like, oh yeah, we dropped that, and Vanquish is now on PC. So it's very possible that whatever that contract signed, Nintendo signed, that said you're going to be exclusively on Nintendo, maybe there's a time limit on it, and whenever it comes up, then Microsoft's going to put it on the Game Pass. Or for all they know, they might make a deal with Nintendo. They might say, yo, we'll put it on the Game Pass, and we'll put the Game Pass on the Nintendo Switch, and they can do cloud gaming through the Nintendo Switch, and we'll bring Bayonetta onto and you can put your Splatoon on the Game Pass. So I don't know. You never know.
Game Pass on the Switch sounds great in theory, but that shit wouldn't be able to run 90% of the damn games on Game Pass.
That's why you cloud game all of them.
True.
That's why you cloud game it all.
You definitely would have to.
And the thing is, it's better than Nintendo's solution, because Nintendo's cloud service is not that good.
We need the Switch Pro. It's about that time. I can't believe it's been 5 years since the release of the Switch.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen.
It's selling like crazy. It's still not done selling. So.
I don't want to hear nobody say bullying doesn't work. A little bullying helps, man. Look what's going on with
Absolutely.
Microsoft was down bad. Horrendous.
Down terrible. We're getting slandered
we talked a bunch of shit about Nintendo, sad news section for 3-4 years. They got it. Now it's Microsoft's turn. What you gonna do, Sony?
Bungie. Now we gotta bully Sony.
Right, we gotta bully Sony. Get some fucking games.
We'll bully them to get that Game Pass version.
Oh my goodness, we can't bully them too hard, because one thing I'll say about the Microsoft and the Nintendo community is they don't always like what we say, but they can take a joke. I'm not gonna lie, the Sony community is full of tinfoil weirdos, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
You ain't lying. Yeah, they actually
they cry for their plastic.
Yeah. They don't like anything to change.
You tell them you don't like one of their games, their exclusives, and they start screeching and acting like you're stupid.
Yeah, apparently niggas bought PS5 for that Playroom game. Okay. Anyways, Modern Warfare 2 was announced. Huh? Anybody?
Nah, this is cool for Microsoft. Microsoft loves this, right?
and for those who are confused, this will be a direct sequel to the reboot of Modern Warfare that came out in 2019.
Does that mean Ghost is back?
Did you say Ghost is back? What?
No, Ghost. Right?
Yeah, the character.
Oh, I thought you were talking about nobody want Call of Duty Ghost. What the fuck?
Nobody wants that shitty ass Call of Duty Ghost except for Chaos.
Nah, bro. What the fuck?
I'm talking about Ghost, the goat, the character.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is I really hope this game is optimized, because I'm not gonna lie, I did not play this game a lot, and that's because it bricked my fucking PC, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna wait to see.
You can get it on our Xbox Series X.
Oh yeah,
y'all could.
You get on our
big
Xbox.
Game Pass, boy, big Game Pass. I ain't gonna hold you,
bro. This game gonna be full of hacks though? Are we still gonna have all the hacks and wars? Yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna be honest though, because of the name, all they got to do is walk out there on the stage with a sniper mission and pull out the intervention, and then everyone's gonna throw money at the screen. That's all they got to do, honestly.
Fucking big Game Pass, bro. I ain't gonna hold y'all, bro. I got Scarlet Nexus on the Game Pass. I'm still slowly working my way through that game because I had to play all these. I had to play all these other games for reviews, but like when I'm at the office and like I have a little bit of downtime, I have like they'll give me like a 30-minute break. Shit, it picks up right where it left off from my house with the Game Pass, boy. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of lit. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm telling you,
so I'm able to slowly work through my way through that game. But
I'm doing the same thing with Judgment. It's been good vibes.
Oh, that's on Game Pass?
No, I purchased it. I'll just do the same thing on my Xbox. Same thing. Switch between the games and stuff.
True. Freaking. Hopefully they bring back, because I see some of them saying in the Discord. Hopefully they do bring back some of the classic maps like Favela and all that other shit.
Yeah. This is interesting though, because they said that they're doing a sandbox mode, a play space in the sandbox mode. So that's interesting. So I feel like they're going to be asking their community to make their own maps now.
I just hope they don't make whoever made the maps for Modern Warfare 2019 does not make these new maps, because those were terrible. Those were terrible.
Absolutely, yeah. Those were some of the worst maps in any Call of Duty. Yeah.
It's disrespectful to the Modern Warfare franchise, honestly.
Yeah, they were hella disrespectful with that map design. They need to throw all that shit in the trash and just, I don't care, copy all Modern Warfare 2's maps and just modernize them at this point.
The game was gorgeous. The game was gorgeous, but
yeah, it was a beautiful game.
Optimization and bad maps, I feel like that game died really quickly.
And they said they're getting a new engine, so I wonder what this new engine is going to be. They always say that, and I don't really feel a difference.
By that, because I felt like 2019's engine was pretty cutting edge, like from a visual standpoint. It was pretty good looking.
The fuck up, bro. I swear, every 3 games they talk about they got a new engine, and for some reason, the game always looks like the other ones. I don't know what new engine.
Fair, Modern Warfare 2019 did not look anything like the previous Call of Duties. That was a whole brand new. That was a whole new.
Look what happened. Destroyed my PC.
You're right. I agree though. Though it did. Yeah, it did destroy PC. It would crash like a mug.
That game did.
It looked good though. It did look good.
Your PC got jacked up, but still, it was still a very beautiful looking game.
And I was so mad.
I think Black's hard drive got bricked too when he
Black's got bricked.
Yeah. Those PTSD is flaring up. Last but not least, I want to say I'm surprised, but not really. Crysis 4 was announced, and it seems like nobody really cared. Because for those unaware, Crysis was a big deal. I feel like PC gaming was like the thing in the early 90s with like Doom and a bunch of other titles like StarCraft and all that stuff. And then it kind of died off. And then it kind of had another moment. And I feel like it started with Crysis 1. It was kind of the resurgence of PC gaming in the early 2000s when, that meme came out, but can it run Crysis? And ever since then, PC gaming has been on the rise. So I kind of find it weird that like nobody seems to really. I could be wrong. My touch on the post could be wrong, but it kind of feels like nobody gives a fuck about The Godfather. How y'all feel about the announcement of Crysis 4?
Always got to bless the Godfather of PC graphics. Now that game would cook your computer. That game would cook your. I remember back in the day, I had a AMD 5850. And I tried to run that thing. I could barely get 30 FPS playing that game. That was wild. That was a crazy game, man. It was one of the most beautiful games I ever played. I remember growing up. I think in high school, I was a sophomore in high school. I think that was the first game I bought my game PC for, was to try to play Crysis on it. And that shit bricked my computer.
I remember I had Crysis 3, and I think I had a Titan at the time. That was my first build.
Is pretty. Yeah,
and like my Titan was still struggling. I was still getting like 20-something frames. I had to turn shit down. I'm like, all right. I was like, is this optimized or is this just the graphics that good?
It should be eating through that. That's why I'm kind of terrified, because I'm like, now next gen has been a bunch of new technology leaps and stuff. I'm kind of terrified to see what Crytek tries to pull off graphically speaking. It might be destroys 3090s across the world.
I could be wrong. Y'all let me know. I feel like one of the reasons I don't see a lot, because even this trailer, it's only sitting at 200,000 views. You would think it'd have more. I feel like there's not a lot of excitement around this game for the reason that Crysis didn't really evolve. Crysis 1 was amazing because the graphics were crazy, but then also like the destruction in the open world, it did kind of push like the envelope, and I feel like the other games didn't. I played 2 and 3, and it was just kind of like and like they didn't really innovate basically.
I feel like the reason is because they consoleized the game, and I think that's what ruined it. I think like the second game, like, you know, they simplified a lot of controls, you know, compared to how you had all that flexibility in 1, and, you know, it was open world in 1. And then in 2, they made it linear. They like cut down all the powers. They put them all into like 3 simple button powers and stuff like that. I think that really hurt the game. And then 3 tried to fix those things by being like semi-open world, but I feel like at that point it was too late. I don't know. I think Crysis is just such a weird series. I feel like it was like, at one point, I feel like it was side by side with like Halo at a time. Not like from a popularity standpoint, but from like a, you know, like a recognition thing. Like where, you know, you saw the Nano, so you're like, oh yeah, it's Crysis and stuff. But now it's like it's gone into oblivion. I think it's just because it's been dormant for so long. People really just don't care, I guess, unless they show the graphics. It's like, no, never mind. I won't even say Halo. Killzone. I feel like it's the PC version of Killzone. Same type of vibe for me. It's like, you know, was popular.
It died with its era, basically.
Died. Yeah, it belonged to a certain era, and now it's just kind of, it went quiet with the night. And, you know, sometimes those type of series just need to just go silent, like, you know, Killzone and what's it called? What was the name of that PlayStation game? Resistance? Yeah, that series.
Yeah, they're gonna have to push the envelope. Like nowadays, like every game looks amazing, pretty much. Yeah, it's like you can't lean on that to be your selling point. Yeah. They're gonna have to do something with the gameplay to get it cracking. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, Crysis, when Crysis came out, that was for an extreme niche audience, right? Like,
yeah,
and again, that's where the meme started. Like, first of all, a lot of people couldn't even play it, but the people that could, you know, actually play it, like,
it was crazy.
Yeah, this is freaking amazing. But Ethos really hit the nail on the head. Like once 2 and 3 came out, since they were on console, I think that was for its detriment, unfortunately. And after the 3rd one came out, they went bankrupt. And I remember we talked about it.
Yeah, you're right.
They went bankrupt. So a lot of people don't realize that. So like that's why they were dormant, because they literally didn't have any money. So they were like those studios.
They tried to license their shitty ass engine.
Yeah, too. They did
try to license their engine. Yep, that's exactly what it was. That. So they tried to do that. I don't even think anybody really used it. I can't name any studio that used their engine, so I think that they failed at that as well. So finally, you know, they made an announcement that they were coming back, like the studio, not this game, but they were like, oh, we're coming back, and people were like, oh, there's hope, you're gonna come out with a Crysis 4, and now we finally get this announcement. I still think that niche community is still holding on to it. Yes, there were, you know, still a small audience that got to try out 2 and 3, but I think that like the original Crysis, like that was it right there, and that was, you know, that's what really caught the PC community, because again, they were the only ones that could play it, and still, you know, only a still small percentage of the PC community was even able to, you know, properly run it. So I think that was the real thing with this series. So we'll see. I am excited. I am part of that, you know, this small niche audience that did enjoy the Crysis series. I know that they remastered it as well, 1 through 3. So I'm excited to see what they do with Crysis 4. But yeah, y'all brought up another good point. Like a lot of games look gorgeous now, so I'm definitely super interested to see like if they're going to further push the boundary and make it so that like it's really like the first one. Like you can't play this shit unless you have the highest of the high tier computer parts.
Yeah, I'm looking at the trailer and it dropped January 26th. Today is February 15th, in which we're recording. So in exactly 1 week, this trailer will be a month old, and it has not even hit 300,000 views. That's not good. And then also freaking, like, I'm looking at the Discord. I don't know if y'all saw, but like in the general chat, like you see a handful of people. Wait, Crysis 4 was announced? That's not good.
So it was a good advertisement. It was a good advertisement.
Yeah, I think the trailer wasn't that good. I feel like maybe if they had a little gameplay or something, it would have been more fire. But like they barely like show the helmet. It's very obscure. They show a little of the nanotech, but like a lot of it's just CGI stuff that is like no one cares about this. I think if they had a chance, like if they were like on the E3 floor with like Microsoft or something like that, and they came out there and they showed like a demo of this thing, and like visually it was just like, you know how you felt about Horizon when you play, you were just like, oh, visually you were like, oh my god, this looks next gen. Like if you get that feeling when they show the Crysis demo, then I think like people will then start talking about it again, be like, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's just a teaser. I think that the real hype will come once they actually start showing gameplay. Once they show that, I think people gonna be like, you know what, like this is it right here. Yeah.
It's all about crazy. Visuals. Yeah. Well, that's all I got on my show notes. Y'all got anything y'all want to add to the conversation before we wrap this one up?
Homeless asks about an email regarding
I'm not even gonna answer that shit because even if I had an answer, like
I played the 5th. I can't legally.
Yeah,
I
we
can't
can't answer
say
that
anything.
one,
Even if
unfortunately.
I knew, yeah, I cannot say anything. Yeah, I'll get in trouble.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. Because I had to scroll down. Netflix Bioshock movie was announced this morning.
Is it live action or?
Let me see.
It
just says Netflix plus Bioshock. I don't know. Fucking Netflix geek. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't play the first two, so like for me, it's like whatever. I did like. Was it Infinite? I did like it, but I'm not like a super Bioshock fan, so I don't really care. Just says film adaptation.
If it's done right, I'll be happy about it. But I'm not. I'm kind of like you. I'm kind of like not really like crazy. Like if they gave it like the Arcane treatment, oh, then it probably would be gas. But I doubt it. I doubt Netflix would give it the Arcane treatment. So you know,
I just have a hard time getting excited about anybody named Big Daddy. You know, it's just.
This freaking guy, bro.
You know, it's just kind of hard for me to get excited about that, but you know, to each its own. Are you interested in Bioshock, JG?
You know what? I really wasn't the biggest Bioshock fan. So I can't say that I'm really excited about the movie. I'm not gonna front it and be like, yeah, man, I'm excited about this. Like I really didn't get into the series like that. But I did like Bioshock Infinite, but again, I can't say that I'm a fan. So I may watch it like, when it comes out, but I'm curious to see like, if it'll end up looking like.
Yeah, it is what it is. All I'm gonna say though about what this shit that Homeless posted, this is why people can't have nice things. I don't even know whether or not this is true, but just like reading this tweet, I'm like, why are you? Shut up, bruh. Fucking, this is why they be shutting programs down, because you motherfuckers can't keep your lips shut.
People can't chill.
But, I mean, yeah, they technically like sunsetted the Game Changers and called it something else, and y'all are still doing the same stuff that y'all did.
I got a private email, so let me tweet about it. That's your first thought? Like, Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up, bro.
Can't respect the No, y'all can't say shit.
What?
No, because remember I was under NDA and y'all got mad at me, but I didn't tell y'all. No, shut up. No,
the difference between the difference between us and them is we do not talk about that stuff.
We're talking about the Twitter timeline versus the group chat.
Okay, I'll let y'all slide.
And you snitching right now. Shut up.
I'll let y'all slide.
And you snitching right now.
Talk to black people at the 5 p.m. See. And on Black History Month of all, Ethos. Oh my God. Bro.
I'll let y'all slide.
What the fuck you talking about? Anyways, let's wrap this one up, boys.
I really got attacked for that shit. That was crazy.
JG, what's your closing statement for Gaming Illuminaughty episode 122? Go.
All I want to say is, once again, shout out to Detroit, and Ethos is a snitch. I can't believe it. This my man right here.
I don't know what he's talking about.
He blew up.
What you talking about, bro?
Man, this dude, he's trying to
I can either confirm or deny those allegations. I didn't say where it happened. I just said y'all ain't shit.
Man, I don't know. We gotta watch this guy now, TV. We gotta watch him.
Be ashamed of some
You
Samurai
better
Zero
watch
week.
me. Watch this. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna send some contract. I'm gonna send an NDA to your email right now.
We got him, boys. We got him.
Breaking news, that shit coming to the Ouya.
Oh my God.
Was that your statement, Jay?
Yeah. Ethos is a snitch. That's all close to say.
If you made it to the end of the episode on YouTube, make at youtube.com/GI updates. Fucking hashtag Ethos is a snitch. Put it in the comments.
Oh, go fuck
Ethos,
yourself.
what is your closing statement for episode 122? Go.
I was gonna almost forgot. Shout outs to the boys over at CD Projekt, bro. They just dropped 1.5 update and just gave the next gen update. So they fixed the game. It just took them a year late, but the game's finally out.
I mean, they did a whole press conference about how the PS5
they did
is
a
available.
whole.
The
You know what's
PS5
crazy?
version.
Here's the crazy thing. For all the people that love to say that Cyberpunk is a dead game, there were over 100,000 people in that live stream watching this. So that's fucking mind-blowing. For a year-old game, people still are trying to keep their eye on it.
Niggas don't even got PS5, so I don't even understand why everybody's so excited.
I don't know.
I was talking about it on
I'm
G4,
playing on
though.
my Series X.
Series X right now. It's very fascinating to see how the tone for this game has changed.
Cyberpunk has changed.
Ultra positive, as well as like No Man's Sky, Battlefield 4. So it's like I'm curious to see what the narrative will be 5 to 10 years from now. Will people remember this is a great game, or will they remember the launch?
Cyberpunk will be a cult classic. Mark my words. In less than 5 years in the future, we'll be talking about it.
It'd be fake mad
everybody
about
be talking
shit.
mad about. There will be analysis videos talking about how Cyberpunk was actually really good and we really shat on it really bad.
And if they manage to fix Battlefield 2042, they're gonna do that shit again.
It'll be the exact same.
They're gonna do that shit again, bro.
Wait, watch next year. They'll do the same to Battlefield, man. They'll be like, hey, Battlefield's pretty good right now.
Yep. Fucking internet.
Go ahead, y'all know. Cue it up for all the Cyberpunk people. Cue up, never fade away on the Spotify. Y'all.
What have you done for me now, head asses?
It'll happen all over again. The cycle never ends, bro.
And my closing statement for episode 122 is friendly reminder: we are trying to get to 1,500 5-star ratings on Spotify. So make sure to rate the show 5 stars on Apple and Spotify. We need those to get up the algorithm. We're trying to become one of the top podcasts, and one of the most important things is making sure you rate the show 5 stars so the algorithm can pick up the show and we can take things to the next level. We're trying to work on things behind the scenes, but of course, we always need your support. Also, for those unaware, we moved the video version over to the GI YouTube page. So it's youtube.com/GI updates. It's no longer on my personal YouTube channel. So if you can, check out the video version, support it, hit the like button, leave comments so we can grow that platform and grow the group as a whole. Other than that, we appreciate you guys listening once again, and we will see you on the next episode of the GI Podcast. Peace.